everybody, and welcome back to the grand finals of the 4th Tenax Proving Grounds. I'm so happy to be here, and again, here with me is my lovely co-caster, Stumpy. Are you excited for this grand finals?
I am very excited, especially with some of the killers that we're seeing coming out, or that we've seen
Ooh,
picked. It's
baby.
gonna get very interesting.
Yes, let's introduce our teams that are playing. We have Team Ascent versus Team Reassure, South America, or Ascent North America versus Reassure, South America. A bit of a rivalry. I think it's fair to say definitely some names that have been in the comp scene for a while, that have played against each other many times. And yeah, do you want to run us through the picks that have been made by the teams?
Yep, we'll be starting off with Ghostface on Larry's, which should be a very exciting one. I'm sure everybody watching has seen Larry's a lot more lately, and we'll be very excited to see it once again. But always an exciting set.
Yeah,
Ghostface on Larry's.
just play along with the survivors and you will know how to run this map like it's the back of your hand. It's such an interesting set, basically, because the survivors are so heavily restricted when it comes to the use of exhaustion perks, and it really tests your synergy, your communication, and your awareness of resources all around you, with Ghostface being a stealth killer that is being put in the best possible position based on our balancing.
And we're following that up then with the animatronic on record. Definitely gonna be an interesting one, not to see how everybody's adapted. Animatronic's still fairly new, so maybe not all the kinks worked out in him yet, but a lot of killers have gotten to know him really well, and it'll be interesting to see what way he plays out.
Horror, 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 horror. I'm a big fan of Freddy Fazbear. Put him on the wrecker's yard. I have not seen the animatronic be super scary in comp just yet. He just kind of feels like a harmless situation, unknown 2.0. But I'm definitely waiting for the teams to prove me wrong on that one. Definitely love the popularity of that very pick. He is just such a fun killer to Vaz, and also has so much outplay potential, prediction, and sniping potential on the killer side. And the doors also allow for some interesting mind games and for quick map traversal. Super cool pick. And then our third one for the evening is gonna be Death Slinger on Suffocation Pit 1.
Yeah, I believe that was Wispy's pick. He played him in the early rounds of this tournament and was feeling very confident on him. You could see the knowledge come through in that game, and I'm sure we'll see it again in this one. That this killer on this map, he's been through this before, and he'll want to run it back the exact same because he got a great result that day, and he'll be hoping for another one today.
Yeah, I haven't seen Slinger on New Suffer yet because obviously the palette density update removed the Godrux from the Macmillan realm, which means a lot of those palettes might not be as safe as they used to be against the Slinger. And I can't wait to see what type of result our killers will be able to, yeah, put up with.
Two very strong sides, so it's hard to know which way it'll go and whether we'll see a more killer sided turn of events or whether the survivors will rule supreme. But time will tell.
Yeah, and then for the fourth set, we have Mastermind on Ironworks 2. Ironworks 2 is a map I don't think I've seen in comp before. Very unusual pick. Of the top of my head, I wouldn't even be able to tell you its loadout precisely compared to any other of the Macmillan variants. So definitely surprising to see how that's gonna work. Mastermind does struggle a tiny bit with elevation. You can sometimes make him miss a bound because Wesker's hands unfortunately get very weak when a survivor drops from elevation. And then for our tiebreaker, we have the artist on Ormond 2. Don't get it twisted, it's not Ormond Lakeman this time. It is the Ormond variant number 2.
Seems to be our go-to tiebreaker tonight. Has been tiebreaker for every set so far, but it's great because Artist is a really interesting killer to watch. It's cool to see how the survivors go against her. Obviously, you'll have all just seen an amazing performance from Reassure there against the Artist, getting a few pallet saves and really putting pressure on her. So it'll be interesting to see if the goes to that, and if it does, how the two teams react.
Yeah, we just saw the second semifinal being played, and Team Reassure getting 9 kills for Fresh on Killer, and then on the Survivor side, getting 7 staged. So maybe something that we can expect from that tiebreaker since we've gotten a little preview. Is there any set you're most excited for here? I had you hype up Wispy Slinger quite a bit.
Yeah, I think after watching it yesterday, I'm just very excited to see it again. It was just so oppressive, but we could see the survivors really put up a show against them here too, which is exciting as well because there's a whole lot of potential on both sides. It's really hard to call this one.
Yeah. A little backstory on our teams as we're getting ready to load into the lobby. Team Reassure, basically a new South American super team, if you will. Team Sinners is gone, and we Jason is leading the charge for this one, having been such a strong player for the team. They won our very first Tenax Proving Ground tournament against Team Mercy, who went on to win our second tournament. So the level of this team is quite high. I'm not surprised to see them in the finals again today. And this is the first time that Team Ascent is taking part in our tournament. And obviously, Team Ascent has gone through many iterations over the past, now settled on a lineup for this tournament that includes Wispy. And so far, in the semifinals that we've been spectating, we could definitely tell that they have a lot of synergy. We are loading into our first game. It's gonna be Ghostface on Larry with Team Ascent on Killer and Team Reassure on Survivor.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting one just to see how the two of them go about it. The ultimate map for Ghostface, but also a very strong map for survivors. So
Yes.
it's nip and tuck which way this one could go. Only time will tell.
So why is this map so survivor-sided? I thought an indoor map for Ghostface, that's all he could ever ask for.
There's just a lot of strong loops on this that you can link into each other very well. And honestly, if you're struggling yourself with Larry's, this is the set to watch because you'll see the survivors pulling off some serious plays here. They'll know this inside and out. They'll know what to link into what, and it's just a great time to learn.
Absolutely. Especially the bot side of the Larry's Memorial Institute is very survivor-sided. It's basically you can chain 4 guard pellets into each other in case you ever get exposed, and it just buys so much time. We're seeing Wispy on the Ghostface, and he finds power quite early. We're seeing a traditional Gen kick build with the newly buffed Call of Brine, paired with Eruption and Pain Resonance, Corrupt Intervention to top it off. Very standard. We're not seeing Sloppy Butcher, which means survivors will be more likely to reset. The early game in this set is going exactly as expected. Wispy gets his stock on, 99ing power and having 99ing Zubi and having power on roughly 40% stock. He's just gonna try and find survivors, sneak up on them, get those stock points in, and then the survivors really need to be on their toes. Finds 2 more survivors in the open here. Gets brought out of the stealth though before he's able to take a hit onto power.
Yeah, he'll not be afraid to go for the tag here, but he will be thinking about getting back into power and making the most of those stocks. But he gets rid of all the progress there on power.
Very interesting decisions. So Wispy decides they have 2 injured survivor. 1 survivor is almost 99. This is good for me. I take the tag here and I try to find Zubi who I've stalked before. They instantly break him out! Wispy doesn't even get to stalk, and now he's forced to take the tag because Zubi knows that he's 99 and he's not gonna play the patient game with Wispy. He's never gonna drop any pallet as long as he's 99, and Wispy knows it. Gets stunned. Great start for Team Reassure. Zubi getting the stun, getting away with murder, and Wispy looking for a bit of murder but not really able to find it.
Yeah, Wispy will be feeling like all that progress he'd made at the start in early game, getting the stock on these survivors, it's just gone straight away. Every one of them has been hit, and he's got stock on nobody at the minute. He'll want to get it down, and does, but it's definitely not the start he was hoping for.
Yeah, and you can really see not having Sloppy Butcher hurting Wispy there. Both Power and Jason are both reset, but luckily he is able to win the 50 against Zubi, getting the down on one of the bathroom pallets on the top side. We don't really have a lot of gen progress coming in from the survivors just yet, so even though it was a bit of a slowdown and the survivors were able to recover their injuries quite quickly, this is still a comfortable spot for Wispy to be in. Now a body block needs to come through. Jason is here to help his teammate out. Wispy trying his best to get past him, realizes he can't, takes the tag again, and Zubi makes a bit of distance. Now this pallet is not super safe, it usually just gets broken, but it's really important to zone the survivor to the right side so you don't zone yourself, and that's what Wispy is doing right now.
Yeah, we're seeing some good crouch mind games here from Wispy. Probably something that a lot of people don't do on Ghostface enough, but obviously he's fairly experienced and knows what he's at.
Look at that stun, it gets him so much distance. He makes it to the guard pallet. Wispy is forced to... greets the guard pallet. This has to be a head-on play. It is a head-on play. Really well played by Team Reassure. And Zubi is just extending this chase way longer than he has any right to. Great play.
Yeah, the survivors are set up really well. They just need a bit of that gen progress to match it. And there is the first gen coming through as well as the stun. They are loving life right now. If they can keep this going a little longer, they'll be really in a good spot.
Yeah, and Wispy learns the hard way. Oh my god, there's way too many guard pallets on this cursed bot side of the map. I need to drop my tunnel out. He does just that, decides to kick the gen again, but finds Zubi again, pretty close to the gen too, and this time he won't get the stun. Zubi goes down, and he's gonna get back on the hook.
Yeah, this is a tunnel out that Wispy definitely needs to really turn this game on its head and put a lot more pressure on these survivors. They haven't yet got their second gen though, which is good for him.
Yeah, it definitely was a gen that Wispy interrupted here that had previously been doubled by the survivor team, so he denied them a lot of progress here. And usually at this point in the game, you either have a pretty safe way for your tunnel out to make a getaway, or you have a lot of gen progress. And right now, Team Reassure have used up a lot of resources on the bot side and not really gotten a lot of gens for it. So Zubi really will have to have another good chase, use that safe library palette if he can make it there, and then rely on his team to really, yeah, protect him from the ghost phase.
Yeah, Wispy will be wanting to make this a 3v1 as quick as possible, but I'd expect the body block to come in soon. Good greed there from the Steve.
Sees Jason behind him, casually blocking him, trying to play for a stun, but doesn't quite get it. Wispy takes a free tag, and Zubi is still not out of trouble. There is no pallet here because the guard pallet spawned on 8, and Team Reassure is aware of that. That's why Jason is here to take it down for the tunnel out. But if Wispy, nope, you can't make it past that strong Gabriel Soma. Now the generator in the little office pops, and now this guard pallet is safe to loop for the tunnel out.
And we Jason really doing what we seen Ja do for Ascent in their previous match, making an absolute nuisance of himself and making life difficult for our killer.
A slow vault, that's interesting. I wonder why we're doing that.
It's a strange one.
But yeah, again, while the survivors are definitely cranking out the generators now, this window is not... Oh my god, he tried to go for the pickup and now he just gets eliminated. Wait, Jason gets hooked. That is actually the smart play, because we know that Jason is most likely 99% recovered and Zubi won't be able to get picked up in time, most likely.
Yeah, and if he does, he's going straight back on the floor.
And that's where we're wrong. And that's why we're casting and not playing Wilco. Is there in time to pick up Zubi? He can now loop this library pallet, which is a guard pallet. The ghost phase has to break it. And now they've safely escorted Zubi to the top side of the map. And he has all these filthy main pallets to play. All of these rooms that can spawn guard pallets as well. He's been trying to have a sneaky drop down, but Zubi reads it perfectly, ready for the ghost phase, ready to outplay him.
Yeah,
And
that
I
was a
assume-
really good play from our survivors because they've completely turned this game on its head. What looked like a pretty miserable situation has now turned very strong for them.
Yeah, and you just see Power coming back in for the body block, not even getting exposed here. Another God Pallet being dropped if you play it correctly. And meanwhile, Jason and Wilco are just cranking out the gens bot side after having completed most of them top side. So this is really good macro play coming through in the long run by Team Reassure. And Zubi still has a pretty safe pallet to play here and a body block from his teammates. So Wispy is kind of struggling to secure this kill after it was looking so good for him early. He
Yeah,
needs to
really
drop
good
the chase.
body block there again from Power.
He needs to drop the chase and pressure his generators again, or else he might go into the end game, which he definitely doesn't want to. And you see how close that gen was to popping, while Wilco pops another one in the distance. We almost made it to end game right there. Now Zubi is healed, gets stalked just a little bit, around 60%. And Wispy is really gotta be feeling the heat now. If you don't have a tunnel out yet, and you don't have a lot of stock on the rest of the team, you don't really have anything. You're in a 1 killer against 4 survivors on a map that is still decently stacked. You've gotta step it up at some point. Now Power's in chase. Power probably knows that he's 99 and he's like, yeah, come, chase me. I've got a couple of safe pallets here. But Wispy's not stupid. Wispy knows that Power knows. And this is like these really fun mind games over mind games on a macro level coming in. That happened with the stock meter for Ghostface. Finds the reset. Wilco goes down now.
I think just the way these survivors have set up this game, they're playing it so well and making life very difficult for Wispy. And if you're out there playing solo queue, take note, this is how you be a great teammate, because every one of these, or a team player, coming in, taking hits at the right time, blocking at the right time. We might see a head-on stun yet. They're definitely trying for it.
Oh, that blocker looked suspiciously bloody. Okay, Jason.
That's it.
That was a tiny bit optimistic. Even I could see that coming from a mile away. But it's a good try, right? If you get the stun there, you buy so much time. But yeah, it's definitely not over yet, this game. Wispy just got 2 pain res hooks back to back. And he does have 2 survivors on the high stock. And there we go, Power is exposed. The drop leg knife sheath coming in for 10% haste. Power goes down, and all of a sudden, this is no longer looking very comfortable for Team Reassure. Now,
It's amazing
Wilco
how
goes
quickly
down.
a game can change.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully for the team, they have Zubi cranking away at the last gen. But now we have 3 people on death hook, 1 person on the hook, 1 person injured, and 1 person on the ground. This is damage control for Team Reassure. And it's a race against the time. Resources versus hook stages.
Yeah, I'd imagine they're just pumping that last gen. That would be a big thing that they have to get done now. That's their next big part of this win condition. Even if they all die, just getting that extra generator could be huge.
This is the first elimination of the trial coming through onto Jason. If Wispy decides to hook, he knows that he needs to check on this gen. Able to kick it in time, knows where every survivor is, with Power just being unhooked. So Wispy has all the information he could ever ask for. Now the question is whether he can capitalize on it, or if Team Reassure are gonna come through.
We'll be making it a 3v1 here by killing wee Jason, but the survivors will still be feeling fairly confident in their ability here. It's anybody's game for sure. Jen's looking a little crunchy.
Oh, that was interesting. Wispy actually cancelled his power before being able to get revealed. I wonder what the high-level implications of that was. But that was definitely intentional.
Definitely an interesting one. I'm not sure why he would have done it.
Sometimes you do it so that survivors can't break you out, so you get your cooldown back quicker. But since you would have gotten broken out there regardless, I'm not too sure. But our survivors were able to pop the last generator. And now Power is in chase while Zubi is opening the exit gate.
And if they can get stages out the door here, it is huge. Oh, but they might just get the one stage out.
Yeah. But even that, with Ghostface, 4Ks are quite common. Zubi really playing a dangerous game there, but able to make it out of the gate. And if there's no super lucky hatch for Wilco, this is gonna be the 11 stages for Fresh for Team Ascent.
Yeah, we see some good play from both sides here. Very strong Ghostface plays. The mind games coming through, really showing a good way to play this killer on a map that definitely favours him. And the survivors put in a hell of a show as well. Some of the body blocks, the team play that came in, really showing us the best of both sides. And the second match is definitely going to be interesting.
For sure, definitely a strong showing from both sides. Really interesting how, really interested in seeing how this is gonna go for Team Reassure Killer and the survivors of Team Ascent. We're gonna get a new lobby going. But yeah, 11 stages, definitely a strong killer result. Hopefully, yeah, unheard of, definitely not. But yeah.
Really turned that game on its head too, because it was going very much the survivors' way until Wispy pulled off a few great plays and just got himself the pressure. It'll be interesting to see now if we can get the same from Reassure's killer.
Yeah, we were able to take a look at the builds before this game, and there is definitely some spice coming through. We're not gonna spoil it just yet, but you definitely have something to look forward to.
Yeah, some very interesting picks on the perks, and hopefully that is a theme throughout all of this, because it's always good to see killers and survivors running things you just wouldn't expect, but that could get big value.
Yeah, we saw how the builds played out, with lots of resets coming through due to the lack of Sloppy Butcher, and survivors taking lots of body blocks because of it.
Yeah, I'd say we'll
And
see something similar here. It'll be team play that really carries the team through if they can pull it off, as well as what we've just seen.
yeah, we are setting up the lobby. Survivors and killers are getting ready. Oh my, now we're gonna see one of my favorite survivors. I'm very, very curious about that.
It's looking like we might.
But I'm definitely really impressed with especially the team play coming through from Team Reassure. It was looking like they were getting outpaced by Wispy's Ghostface at the start of the game, and then being able to have this very solid result. They can definitely be proud of themselves. And yeah, let's see how good the comms are for Team Ascent, how well Jason is on the Ghostface. This being Team Ascent's pick is gonna be great.
Yeah, that game definitely had some twists and turns, and hopefully the second one is just the same, because the excitement was too much that last game. I'm hoping it's even better this time, and with the win con on the line, and we know what they need to get, it's going to be very, very interesting.
Absolutely. Oh, we have a bit of banter in the pre-game lobby. That's always interesting to see.
Just trying to get into Jason's head.
But yeah, an experienced killer is gonna have nerves of steel.
Yeah,
Maybe-
absolutely. Or maybe Jazz just a massive Jason fan.
I mean, understandable. Jason is definitely one of the cracked killers out there, and has also been performing incredibly well on Survivor for Team Reassure, and even before Team Reassure on every team that he's been on. He might be getting memed on for his ping, But you can't deny that he's one of the top killers out there when it comes to game sense, when it comes to mechanical skill. Jason is a top tier killer.
Absolutely, and he's been working very hard to get there. Like the time he puts in, like they all do, on their specific killers, on their survivor gameplay, is massive, and it shows every time they come into an event like this.
We are into the game now. And we see play with your food on Ghostface. Now, if you know me, I am like the #1 play with your food hater because this perk makes the killer absolutely unpredictable in chase. And we also have Sloppy Butcher coming through. So those hit tanks are gonna be way more costly, but Jason is not having a lot of gen regression as payoff for that. Wispy getting the first tag. This injury is gonna stick thanks to Sloppy Butcher, and the first stack of play with your food is coming through. Is he just gonna farm Wispy until he gets 3 stacks?
He might do, and thanks to Sloppy Butcher, he could stop Wispy getting healed as well if he gets the second stack, leaves for a little bit, and comes back before the heal comes through.
This is just a quick down because Wispy doesn't expect the 5% speed.
Yeah,
No.
that's come out of absolutely nowhere.
These survivors have played this map so many times, they know exactly the distance they can make from any position they get injured onto any safe pallet. And Wispy just surprised by the 5% speed boost. Now, you're not able to get any more stacks of play with your food right now because your obsession is in the basement, but Ghostface is quite happy to have his obsession in the basement.
Yeah, for sure. That play with your food, definitely getting the value straight away. It'll be interesting to see how he continues to play with it. Especially if he's going to use his obsession as the tunneler. I'm not sure what his plan is, but we'll soon see.
Yeah, I mean, the first down in a Ghostface set is always very hard to come by, right? Because the map just has so many resources. So he probably wants to camp this to stage 2, at least, and get a lot of stock on the other members of Team Ascent, getting Angels to a good 90% stock as the unhook comes through.
Yeah, and the good thing about that means now, if Angels does decide to come in as a body blocker, we could get a quick stop and take him down.
He's timing his swings so perfectly. He drops Chase with Wispy just after he tags Ja, and he gains 1 stack of play with your food for it as a reward.
Yeah, definitely someone experienced, especially playing at this slightly higher ping. You know exactly what to do.
And
see
this,
if Pallet does get Wispy a bit of distance though.
yeah, one of the guard pallets on Larry's that you definitely have to break. But these survivors are also Oppa! Wispy caught with his pants down a tiny bit there. Just holding the wrong check spot, unfortunately. It happens. Happens to the best of them.
Absolutely, watching both the doors in front of him where he thought surely this is where Ghosty's coming from. Nope, completely unpredictable. Jason comes from behind and gets the down. A second stage and really good for 2 gens.
Yeah, he's also able to get a hook on a Pain Res, a Scourge hook, which means that after the first hook in basement, which obviously didn't trigger the perk, he now gets his regression perk going as well, and finds the injured Ja working again. And again, he's getting caught off guard by the 5% haste. I have no other explanation for this.
Yeah, that stack coming in massive, so it is that decision to leave Wispy in the chase before coming back and taking him down. Absolutely coming in clutch because the 5% is making such a difference, as you said.
It is such a smart adaptation to the set as well, because everybody has played Ghostface on Larry's, right? It is such a seasoned set that has been studied and played so many times. Everybody is so comfortable in how to run it. But just by bringing a little 5% haste buff, you just throw all of that muscle memory, all of that pathing out of the window.
Absolutely, and really trying a mind game here with both the noise and gets the down on Angel, and that was the danger with Angels coming in for the body blocks, or to try and take Ghostface's attention. The 99 was always going to play a part.
Absolutely. This does mean that Jason loses sight of Wispy, But now we have a Death Hook survivor, one injured survivor, and only Lusty on the Sable. Big fan, shout out to all my Sable mains out there, who has to unhook Angels and maybe cover for a body block. Lots of pressure on the survivors.
It just gets revealed by Wispy, but we'll be happy to have found Wispy again and we'll want to get the kill here soon.
Oh my god,
Or maybe not.
I get so irritated when the killer farms you for play with your food. It's my least favorite thing of all time. I'm just out there like, please chase me. I'm in this good spot. Please just chase me. And then they leave you and they get faster. And then your teammate dies. Oh, it's so frustrating.
We just playing it to an absolute T though, getting maximum value every time we see a stack on that perk. And it's just really good to see it used so well.
Yeah, the survivors were able to make a good recovery though. All the injuries have been healed. And they are down to 2 remaining gens, but we could already tell by the pain was hitting the generator that Jar was working previously. There is not a lot of gen pressure for Team Ascent right now. It feels like Jason has really been able to catch them off guard, and he finds the death of Wispy. Gets around 80% stock onto him. And now we're
This will be
gonna
the hope now.
get the play with your foot again. And we leave Chase immediately.
Do you think that losing this survivor will make a massive difference because he no longer has play with food, or do you think it's done its job? If he can now get Wispy dead, he's very happy.
No, you're definitely happy to get a survivor out with 2 gens remaining. But it does seem like Jason... So he really doesn't want to commit Wispy as long as Wispy still has all the resources on bot side. He's instead going for those easy tags on the survivors that are trying to work the top side gens. And it's really working out. Look at poor Jaw being the victim of play with your food every single time. Every single time Jaw has been in chase, this killer has been 5% faster. And he can't do anything.
It is so strange to see somebody leaving the Death Hook survivor every time, but to get such a benefit out of it is massive.
Yeah. But every time he leaves Wispy, he gets like the 20% more stock, 30% more stock, 40% more stock. And now the next time he finds Wispy, he's gonna be exposed. And then this becomes a whole different game.
And especially as well with Ja on Death Hook 2, he has 2 options of who to get out of the game to bring this to a 3v1 and really pipe up the pressure.
Finds Lusty, he's not really interested in this survivor. Maybe can try and get a tiny bit of stock onto him before leaving this chase. Maybe get a pallet out of the way. Exactly what happens. But with the Olsen wallet in play, which is the second add-on that Jason is playing, it means once you kick a pallet, you get your power back immediately. So he got a free 99 stock onto Lusty and his power back right away. That's pretty good. And now Lusty is in chase and exposed. Still playing these strong bot side pallets. This is probably why Jason did not want to commit Wispy on this. Exactly. Tries to drop chase again. Gets this pallet out of the way. Very nice.
Yeah, it was a very good chase to get rid of that pallet. A very safe pallet. He will be thinking who to get out now though.
But you can also see that the gen spread is absolutely atrocious for this killer. We have a gen on deep 12 and then we have gen's bot side, and this means the last generator pops. He does find 2 injured survivors on it, but this would still not be enough to get the win condition that is 12 stages or a 4K with 0 gens remaining. So if the survivors get out of the gate now, they win the trial for Team Ascent.
It's always good to win on your first pick as well. Just get that out of the road and then go and try and take a win from the other team. Which is exactly what Ascent are going to try and do here.
Yeah, they get 5 stages out of the gate. Well played by both sides. Hedge spawns right beneath the killer. And we're gonna go to our next set in just a bit. Which was the animatronic on Reassure. I really loved seeing the play with the food coming through and also just seeing the immediate value that it brought. But Wispy proving that the gen kicking strategy might be superior, or at least it was in this very trial.
Yeah, this trial is going to be very interesting to see what way they go about it. Do you think we might see Reassure go a bit more aggressive, seeing as it's their own pick and they're one game down? It could be the way to go, or will they have it in their heads, right? We know how to do this, we know how to just play our way through it as we always do and take the win, bring this to 1-1 and really get back on track.
Well, they have with Jason on killer right away, which means it's his time to show why Reassure picked this killer in the first place and come out with a strong result for his team. Maybe getting some revenge after the Ghostface game. And like I said, I think animatronic matches are really decided by the strong first chase that the survivors are required to have. If that doesn't happen, it can be really oppressive having a killer that can traverse and control gens so well with the doors that are available to Springtrap.
Yeah, and if it goes anything like that first game, where the first chase was very, very short, then we, Jason, will be in a great spot. But I'd imagine our survivors will want to make him wait a bit longer than that this time.
Yeah, Springtrap is also a very popular scrim killer just because he's so fun to play and to play against. So I'm definitely sure that these teams are prepared and gonna put up a great show for us. And Lusty seems to be staying on the Sable, which W Lusty.
We love seeing a Sable in every set.
I mean, I also love seeing a Sable in my killer games, don't get me wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
But this Sable is different, I'm telling you.
Yeah, this might be the Sable. she's definitely a step above what I'd be finding in my killer games anyway.
I think it's really cool to have people play characters that maybe have a bit of a stigma of being like quote unquote weaker survivors or killers, killers, yes, or survivors that newer players gravitate towards. It's nice to have someone to look up to, even if it's just, picking Sable. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's why I often play Sable myself, because I know that most killers are looking at a Sable going, right, that's my tunnel out. And me famously not liking generators, I'm more than happy to welcome a tunnel out and to get chased for the whole match if I can.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find the perfect candy outfit for Sable, but killers aren't biting. I'm not harmless enough. It's really unfortunate.
You've got to just make yourself look like you haven't a clue what you're doing at the very start. Walk into a corner or something and they'll go, there it is. There's my tunnel out.
We've got Jason's favorite perk, Ratchet Fate. So far, he's been picking this perk on every killer that it's been allowed on. Very totem heavy build, hex heavy build with Ruin, Pentimento, Ratchet Fate, and Pain Resonance. So going hard on the progression, finding his first chase onto Wispy. Who's able to dodge 2 axes in a row? That's gonna be really good for him.
Yeah, really good start from Wispy. Ooh, and the light comes through to get him away from the hit.
Oh my god, he's dodging out of these, making it look effortless. Now, are you maybe familiar with Springtrap add-ons? Because I don't really know what these do.
I wouldn't be too sure.
Okay. That's fair, that's fair. He sees Angels trying to stealth that map, but he gets found. Still has a very decent palette to play around. Jason going for the swing, but it doesn't connect onto Angels.
Survivor's playing this very well. Good patience on every loop, and to get the dodges just right. They're playing it really well so far.
Yeah, and winning so many 50s, dodging out on so many axes. We're still looking for that first injury to come through. Both. Oh, great teamwork. The head-on coming through from Jaw yet again. And another axe just being sidestepped slightly to the left. Really beautiful survivor play.
Yeah, we've seen so far, Jaw loves making an absolute nuisance of himself. Loves putting it to the killer and just bullying him more or less, and that's exactly what he's trying to do before hopefully taking a good chase here. Or he'll be hoping so anyway.
He even loses him on the tile there, and Jaw is able to get so much distance now, able to play Shack, and Jason has to drop the chase, and if you don't have Eruption, this gen kick is not gonna do much. He knows it. He just saves his time, goes through the door, and tries to find a survivor, maybe in a bit of a better situation.
Good
I have
progress
a-
on that check as well. There comes the first gen and no hook to match it, so that's good for the survivors.
Not even an injury to match it. That is definitely worrying if this is your pick. These survivors are predicting every move that Jason is making. Every axe thrown gets dodged effortlessly. Every swing meets a pallet or gets pre-run perfectly. So beautiful.
Yeah, they're definitely judging every single throw, right? And the axe just not coming through for wee Jason so far. But you never know. When one connects, it can be a snowball effect that they'll all start connecting. He just needs to get that perfect first hit.
Yeah, and Lusty is about to double block the TNL windows here, just not losing any 50s. Taking the M1 injury now after a bit of bloodlust. And Jason needs to start hitting these axes, but if you keep missing, the survivors are gonna be in your head, and you don't even want to go for those throws anymore, and that's when the game is slipping away from you.
Yeah, Lusty catching the bus here, and Jason just misses another axe as they get to it.
Finally gonna get us down at the edge map with 2 gens remaining, and as Jaw somehow jumps out behind this tree for the flashlight save, which he is not this time. But yeah, first hook coming through at 2 gens remaining. That is really rough for you, Jason.
Yeah, after that clown set, there was always just a little bit of us thinking, Jaw could appear here.
He's just camping the pallet, being a nuisance, buying time for the team, and I'm sure the next generator is just minutes away, or seconds away from being completed. Jason also needs to light his Pentimental if he ever wants to get value from that pack, and Angels is just chasing him, knowing exactly what he's doing. This is, they are bullying this killer, and not by flashlight saving, just by playing so damn well at chase, and being so present on the map, just playing with full confidence, saying, hey, we're not afraid, you're not hitting these axes today.
And Angels, you know, will have definitely called out that Pentimento and where it is, so I'd imagine it won't last long either once the chase is out of that area.
Absolutely, and with the recent quote-unquote remake of Pentimento, it shows you the aura for your teammates as well. Oh my god, we're even using the doors to reveal the spring trap. Give Angels some wall hacks during this chase. If you have the time for it, why not just go for it, you know? And Jason is getting frustrated. Shaking his head, missing another swing. And of course you're chasing the adrenaline survivor in endgame. Angels is back to full health, and we only have 1 hook stage to show so far.
It always seems to be the way, doesn't it? That whenever you're chasing someone going into endgame, it just happens to be the adrenaline survivor.
What a beautiful display of survivor prowess by Team Ascent, really. Oh, going in for the hit tank, but it hits over Angel's head. And this should just be 3 stages, 1 fresh for Jason. I'm pretty sure Ascent are just gonna... They want the unhook. You want to unhook against Springtrap? Raw gets tagged by the axe. Have Lusty healthy to go for the body block. This looks like a hatch play.
It'll be interesting to see if the other 3 survivors just leave now to grant the hatch, or if they try and heal up to come in and make a play.
They've just been dodging everything this game. This must have been heartbreaking for Jason, getting 2-staged on your own pick. Damn, that's rough.
Yeah, definitely a rough one, and one that now the survivors need to really pick this up and run with it and not allow our killer to get anything in this next game if they want any chance of winning this set.
Yeah, they basically need perfect survivor play. This is definitely gonna be a bit of a mental edge for Team Ascent going into this, of course. If the killer knows, hey, I need 2 stages, I can basically do whatever. That is gonna lead to some very loose and fun gameplay that I'm hoping for. Or you just like angels and play it down mercilessly to a T. Very excited to see what we're gonna get.
Yeah, it'll have to be a nearly perfect match here from the survivors if we're going to see anything. The killer will be going in full of confidence, knowing that there's not a lot that they need to come through with here. I definitely know what side I'd want to be playing going into this match.
Yeah, for sure. This might be Ascent getting a 2-0 lead over Reassure, which would put them at match point for this best of 5. Which is obviously a first to 3 wins.
Yeah, and going into their pick next as well on the Slinger.
Yeah, definitely all the momentum in Ascent's favor.
Yeah, we'll need a big power shift here from Reassure if we're to see this go all the way.
Okay, the teams have decided to skip the Springtrap set. Basically, Reassure said, yeah, this is not gonna work out. We would rather play the Slinger set immediately. So forfeiting their chance at tying the survivor side or winning the survivor side.
This will be interesting then. It's never good to be giving up a set, but maybe they're feeling right. If we can get a good performance in against Slinger, we can turn this all around and just probably thinking they don't want to go into that match that is sort of a dead rubber, and they probably expect that the killer is going to get 2 stages. So
Yeah. You
they'll
just
be
want to be
feeling-
done with this, get it out of your headspace, and move on to the next set where you can play for a better win condition. Sometimes it's just, you're just against all odds, and you know that you can't win.
Yeah. Whereas Slinger, it's a fresh slate. They'll be feeling a lot better going into
Yeah.
it, and they'll be ready to strut their stuff.
And this is not bad sportsmanship or anything. Both teams agreed to this. Both teams have been in this position many times before, where said it just went so horribly wrong that you're just like, yeah, sorry, we don't think we can do better. Let's just move on. And there's no hard feelings or anything. They agreed to this, and let's see if Ascent is able to go for the clean sweep 3-0. Or if Team Reassure can bring it back in the Slinger set. We're waiting for the lobby to get set up. Obviously, Angels would have been killing on Springtrap, so now we need Wispy to host the lobby. So it's gonna take a tiny bit, but we'll be ready for you shortly. And yeah,
Yeah,
Slinger.
probably a good. Oh, go ahead.
Now, if you just missed all of your hatchets on Springtrap, you're probably a bit relieved that it's Ascent turn to play the killer right now, and you don't have to, go in with the mindset of, oh my god, what if I miss all of my shots as well now? We're gonna have Ascent on killer and Reassure on survivor.
Yeah, it'll take a lot of mental strength here from our survivors to go, right, that set's behind us. Let's not worry about it. It's in the past. This is fresh from here on in, and we need to go at this like our lives depend on it, because their place in this tournament does depend on it. It's win or you're done. It's a massive amount of pressure, but pressure makes diamonds, and hopefully it makes a few here.
Absolutely, I love that mindset. Now, Sappho for Deathslinger. Suffocation Pit is a map all about controlling the middle of the map, not letting the survivors cross, playing for a 3-gen, getting a hook in a good position, because if the survivors are able to make it out of the top or bottom side of the map, they have so many resources to play in the middle of the map and around Shack and the main building, so you really want to take chases in a good position, hook a survivor, preferably edge map, and get your pressure through gen control and playing a 3-gen.
Yeah, that middle of the map is really good for breaking line of sight as well, so they'll probably want to take chase there at most opportunities there, or Shack is always a good place to try and stop the Slinger getting an easy, clean shot on you. So I'd say we'll see them come into it a lot.
The lobby is ready, the survivors have loaded in, and we're ready for Wispy and Slinger. He's really been liking the Call of Brine Eruption combo. Really the strongest gen kick regression you can bring right now. Definitely favored over Pop for most players. We've seen a couple of variations in previous tournaments. And immediately sees the survivor on the main building. Does he want to take that chase?
Seems to be deciding against it and going out towards edge map where he feels he can find someone else, but finds the head on from wee Jason.
That's definitely a warm welcome from wee Jason to the start of this trial, rocking a very interesting Jonah fit. But if the backs are against the wall, you need to get out the shot as Jonah, just for some morale.
Absolutely streamlining his fit so he is getting himself wind resistance so he can run that little foot bit faster.
Good patience by Wispy, gets the shot onto Zuby at the shack. And playing
One
into the
pulls him
pallet break,
down.
even without the cigar ever.
Yeah, really good as well to deny a bit of distance by pulling him down those stairs, making him go up and round.
But as you mentioned, Zuby using the line of sight of the map beautifully, making it to the top side now. And Wispy is controlling this side of the map. We can see a bit of a 5-gen on the bot side, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it looks like it, and obviously Wispy doesn't want to go into that corrupt area. He'll want to patrol these gens that can be worked on, and by the signs of things have been worked on. So if he can pick up somebody else here, he'll be very happy with how this has started.
Yeah, he does get the fast tag, but it doesn't really lead to anything. Corrupt intervention wears off now, and Wispy is trying to find whoever was working this gen previously. Now is really the time for the survivors to stealth. Zuby has been reset, and they need to figure out a game plan on how to break this pretty dangerous 4-gen that also has the basement in the middle of it. So if you ever go down near this, that's gonna be problems.
Yeah, definitely one of the biggest parts of this map is breaking the 3 and 4 gens that can form, and they'll definitely want to do that. Wispy now not afraid to go into the top of the map either. Oh, maybe just not going up there yet. With Corrupt gone, he's free to go up and put pressure on them, but very happy with his setup at the bottom of the map by the looks of things.
Yeah, it's super interesting to me to see how slow Team Reassure is playing this. Oh, nice shot by Wispy, catching out power. And he is caught in this very dangerous spot that we just talked about, near the basement in the 4-gen. And check pilot is no more.
Yeah, he's gonna need to do something special to get out of here because you do not want to go down right beside basement.
Unfortunately, that's exactly what happens. Wispy faking the shot time and time again, and Jason does not quite make the pallet safe. Power was not under it, just quite, and he goes inside the basement, inside the 3-gen. Now, Wispy, I think he can just camp this. This is such a nasty setup. He is pretty comfortable just sitting here for a while.
Yeah, I'd imagine Wispy won't be going too far. This is exactly the sort of situation he was playing for by staying on this side of the map. He'll want to put all the pressure he can on this unhook, make sure they don't get it easy,
Yeah.
and that if they do come through for the unhook, that they will at least be trading for it, and then he'll go straight after the survivor unhook, I'd imagine.
2 topside gens pop, but that does not surprise Wispy in the slightest. That was the gamble he was definitely playing into, and he finds Jason, who's trying to get the unhook. So this is already pretty dangerous for Team Reassure. Luckily, Jason is able to dodge that shot. Otherwise, it would have spelled big problems for Team Reassure.
Yeah, second survivor in the basement there could have been game over for sure. They seem to be just pushing generators now. And maybe getting the reset on the wee Jason too to possibly try to get the unhook. Or maybe it is better to just hit these generators, accept that you're going to lose one survivor, and put yourself in a much better position.
The problem is these gens are all so close to each other, you can't even work them. You can't, like, because Wisp can control the basement and at least 3 generators at the same time without having to move or chase anybody at all. And he is abusing that, as he definitely should. Power hits stage 2. Team Reassure decided we have one survivor who was in the position to go for the unhook. He no longer is. We need to give up power now. Nothing we can do about it. As he gets unhooked out of the basement just after hitting stage 2. I was wrong.
Yeah, we Jason just slipping down to get him out of the basement and maybe put a bit more time now into a chase from Power. At the very least, just waste a bit more of the killer's time so that they can try and get more progress on those gens.
This play was actually really interesting. Just we Jason showing Wispy, hey, I'm in this locker for head-on. You can grab me out of this, but then your tunnel out gets away. You can down me, but then your tunnel out gets away, and Wispy's like, no, I'd rather have my tunnel out. Thank you very much. And with that, Power goes down for a second time and is gonna get removed for the trial. Now can Wispy get a pain res? Doesn't even need it. Doesn't have it. And that is now the 3v1 at 3 generators remaining. Great start for Team Ascent.
Yep, about to be 2 generators, but still very, very good value to get rid of one of the survivors this early, and this game should go Wispy's way now, unless our survivors can pull off something amazing.
All the gens that Wispy has lost so far, he has been very willing to give up. Gets a great tag onto Zubi, but I would be surprised if he committed to this. He just wants to go back to his 4-gen, kick his gens, and slowly drain the survivors from the resources they have remaining on this bottom side of the map, and force them to overextend on these deep bot side gens.
Yeah, we saw when Wispy turned around and looked at the bottom side of map from mid-map there, just how nice a setup he has here. And I wonder, will the survivors try and play this maybe slower to maybe let Wispy kick the generators 8 times so that they can start to make some progress, or will they just go for broke, try and get in on a deep generator and push it out?
This is so interesting. They are heavily investing resources into pressuring the gen that Zubi was working originally, so that Jason is able to pressure another one. What a crucial miss, and now Jason is stuck on this awful pallet against the Deathslinger, and he can't last on this.
Yeah, crucial dodge though, wasted just a little bit more of their slinger's time.
They can't pop it. Now, the one saving grace, other than having 2 injured survivors in chase and 1 survivor on the ground, is that Wispy does not have pain res hooks on this side of the map. So he's gotta take this one that is a bit out of reach, and he cannot camp with this one out because it's not inside the gens. So that is one crucial thing, but it also interrupts the gen that Jason and Zubi presumably were stacking to try and get a 4k1 win con. And that's exactly it. And yeah, it kind of looks like our survivors are aware. They went for a Hail Mary, hoping that maybe Wispy didn't have a pain res hook, maybe not even the perk equipped. And they all in on that gen, and the gamble didn't pay off at all, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a 4k2 here, which is definitely manageable, but it is going to be tough to pull off.
Yeah,
Especially
4k2.
with the way it's playing.
That's a really strong result for Slinger on Sappho. Super impressive play by Wispy.
Yeah, Wispy definitely has this killer down, knows exactly what he's doing with him.
But yeah,
Really strong result.
Wispy played this so clean, finding the unhook at the perfect time, buying so much more time than focusing on the tunnel out instead of taking the obvious Jason shaped bait, stopping all of the generators that mattered from popping, and presenting his team with a very generous win condition. If I'm an Ascent survivor right now, I'm very happy. You don't even have to break a 3-gen if you only have to play for a 4k1 rather than a 4k0. So yeah, that is such a big difference. that this one gen not popping just made for Team Reassure. And Wispy knows.
Yeah. Yeah, just aiming in as if to show us, look at how close this generator was.
Exactly. Don't you wish you would have completed this one, huh? It's so nice seeing the confidence and the knowledge coming through, knowing just how important stopping this gen from popping was for the team. And they might be celebrating already.
Yeah, you can never celebrate too soon, but it is a really good condition for the Ascent survivors to have, and they'll be feeling like they can definitely pull this off. 4 generators between them and winning the entire tournament. So they'll be dying to get into this game and get those gens done, get themselves out, and put a win on the board.
Yeah, for sure. And remember, this is Ascent's killer pick, so a set that they are very comfortable with, presumably also on the survivor side. I think Reassure did a lot of things right. It's just that Wispy knew exactly how to do it even better, not falling for any chases on the main building that might take forever, exactly sniffing out where the stealthing survivors were, and he got rewarded for it. Just super good decision making by him.
Yeah, definitely made the right decisions at all the right times, knew what part of the map to hold and how to hold it, made sure that nothing was given for free, that every mistake the survivors made was punished, and just played Slinger as well as you can play Slinger, really.
Yeah, this just another playstyle that is super annoying. Those slingers, they will always fake shooting and they never shoot and they always zone you. And Wispy did it to perfection. Nothing wrong with that, very efficient. It's just so tough to play against because you're forced into giving up the precious distance that you so desperately need.
Yeah, for sure. And now, if you are Reassure's killer going into this, you know you've got to pull off something special to try and start the reverse sweep. But
Yeah.
things are against you. It's just, what can we see here? Can we see something special come through and something amazing happen? You never know.
I would say L4K2 is almost like the perfect result you could ever get on Slinger. It doesn't get much better than that just because this killer is so slow when it comes to map mobility, being a 110 killer, having to reload all the time, losing a lot of distance and chase. He's really good at locking down one area, but if you are able to drag him across the map, he becomes way less powerful. So Jason definitely needs to get an early down inside a good gen setup. Maybe he can have an insane 5 gen somewhere. Pit has been a bit weird when it comes to gen spawns lately.
Um, I'm wondering if we're going to see this set at all.
Oh, you do have some information on the back end?
I'm not sure. There seems to be rumors going around of a forfeit, but I don't know.
That would be... Well, we'll keep you updated on that.
Yeah, we'd definitely love to see the reverse fixture of this set, because that
Yeah,
one was so
absolutely.
exciting, and it sets up for a really good set for a Reassure's killer against the Sense survivors, but time will tell.
Yeah, we definitely do want to see two amazing teams play. We've seen what they can do in the past. We've seen what Team Ascent is ready to do in this tournament run. They came to play, and so far it seems like they are getting the better of Team Reassure. And obviously, we want the grand finals to be hype, and hopefully, we're gonna see the game-winning match being played out.
Yeah, absolutely. And this might not even be the end. They could pull off something spectacular here, and we're here for it. We want to see these two teams go at each other tooth and nail till the very end.
Okay, we just got confirmation from behind the scenes that Reassure did indeed forfeit the set. So the Slinger match and the entire Grand Finals victory goes to Team Ascent. Really well played, a clean 3-0 sweep. We're sorry that we're not able to show you the Slinger game from Team Reassure's killer POV. Thank you so much to all the teams for playing. Thank you so much to all the people on the back end behind the scenes. Thank you to our sponsor, Cracked Media Official. And yeah, Stampy, thank you so much for casting with me. I'm sorry that we're coming to a bit of an abrupt end today.
Yeah, it's been really fun. It's unfortunate the way it had to end, but we definitely seen some good sets and had a good time watching them.
Yeah, big shout out to Team Ascent, first time showing up for Tenax with a new and revamped roster, some familiar faces. They showed up, they came to play, and they crushed the competition. Clean 3-0 in the grand finals. Well played to everybody.
Yeah, some really good performances, and it was really great having them here and getting to watch them play. Both teams, in fact, every team in this tournament, have all played really well, and it's been good having everyone in.
Yeah. Team Ascent are gonna take the $100 prize money back home. We might be able to see them again in 6 weeks because if you win, you gotta take a little break to give the other teams a chance to also win. Team Reassure, they won the first tournament. This time they took a convincing second place. Yeah. It was really fun casting with you.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll get to run it back then in 2 weeks' time.
Hopefully we're gonna get some spirit and artist for ourselves. That's gonna
Oh,
be it for
absolutely.
today. Thank you all so much for watching and have a wonderful rest of your night.